Hey up YouTube. Today, what are we doing? We've stripped out the old raised beds, the old raised flower beds. We've taken all the bulbs out of all the old raised flower beds. Quite happy to say quite a few of them have split, aren't they? They've divided, so we've actually multiplied the amount of flower bulbs that we've had. And they've only been in 2 years. We started with about 15, and you reckon what?
Started with about 25.
You reckon we've doubled that at least?
I would say tripled.
Okay, so we've at least tripled what we had. So, you know, just by sticking the bulbs in the ground, leaving them a couple of years, and they've divided. And these are daffodils, hyacinths, and tulips and crocuses. So we're going to strip those beds out, and then we're going to plant them all into one larger bed, one larger freshly prepared bed, which is actually the old strawberry bed that I said, I think a couple of weeks ago, that I was going to find a new purpose for. So decided that is going to be the flower bed. So without further ado, we'll get on, eh? Right, so this bed really is just going to be a hodgepodge of bits and pieces. What we've done, or what you will have seen Mrs. Shed and Charlotte Shed do, is dig this bed out, get all the weeds, any old plants out of it. There's a few stray strawberry plants and a few other bits and pieces. And what they've done is they've dug it out, and then I've put a load of potato compost on top. And the reason normally I would reuse that for a couple of years, but in actual fact it's my Christmas potatoes, and they got blighted. So that compost is of no use to anything else. So what we're going to do is we're just going to throw the flower bulbs in, aren't we? We're not going to. Or have you changed your mind and you want a degree of order, and you'd like sort of daffodils there and hyacinths back there and crocuses here, or I don't know. I'm not even looking at the bed while I'm pointing at things.
Most of the bulbs look the same platform.
The hyacinths. Yeah.
They're the only ones that look slightly different.
So they're going to be out on their own, and everything else is just going to be an absolute.
I'm thinking of putting them in the middle and everything else scattered around the edge.
Okay, yeah, that might look quite nice actually. Especially with those freebies that Parker's sent us, because we've got 3 colours of hyacinths then, so there's blue, white, pink and purple. I thought they were all pink. Oh. Shows how much attention I pay to stuff that you can't eat, doesn't it? Although somebody in the comments is probably going to correct me and go, you can eat hyacinths. You probably can. I don't really care at all. So what we're going to do with this bed now is Sasha's going to take a dive head first into it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cover it in some cardboard. We're going to plant the bulbs through the cardboard, and then we're going to mulch it with, I think I might have enough leaves left over to mulch it. If not, we might just leave it at cardboard. So this essentially is becoming a no-dig flower bed. And then we'll just leave it to its own thing, you know, if the bulbs can divide and do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it. So, yeah, let's crack on, let's get it covered with cardboard, and we'll try planting with a bulb planter and a dibber and God knows what else. Have we checked all these for plastic tape? Paper tape's fine, but plastic tape obviously we don't want. As you will have seen, or just seen, what we've done is we've planted through cardboard. In hindsight, we may not have needed to do that, but we've done it. And I'm more than happy with the results. We've gone very dense on the bulbs, because generally they're quite happy to grow quite clustered. We've aimed for sort of 3 or 4 inches between each bulb and between each variety and so on and so forth, but there's a bit of everything in here. So be sure to check back in spring with us and see how this bed's done. What I'm going to do now, instead of trying to sort of individually fill each hole, is I'm going to get some more of that spent potato compost, and we're just going to rake it over the top, try and tease it into some of the larger holes and things like that. And then we'll give it a good, real good soak. And that'll be it. That'll be the flower bed done. So for now, I'll point you back down here and we'll get it covered and watered, and that'll be it for us for today. So we'll crack on with that. Right guys, well, that is us done for today now. We are doing a lot more flowers this year. I've got a lot bigger focus on marigolds. I'm going to be doing dahlias from seed. We've got obviously the spring bulbs you've just seen. I'm going to be digging up the saffron bed because that was a bit of a disaster when it came to weeds. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and say we've got a lot more of that kind of thing coming up. I've got a lot of potting up to do. By the time this video comes out, those that ordered grapevines from me should hopefully have received them. But now this time of year, there's not many jobs that need to be done on the allotment. For me, I've got the rest of the fruit trees to prune, which you don't do until the leaves have started falling. And then the winter wash on the trees, that'll be coming up once again once we get into winter. But I do have some more fruit bushes to prune, so we're going to go into that probably on a Wednesday video. We're going to have a look at that in a bit more close up. I've got a couple of beds that are still growing, as you've seen in the plot tour, and a bit of the ground that still needs clearing. I've got my onions, my garlic and my broad beans yet to go in. Don't panic when it comes to those, you've got loads of time. So please remember, do like, share and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed seeing us all down here on the plot today. I know you haven't seen Rosa, but you will undoubtedly have heard her. But yes, onions and garlic, broad beans, no panic. They do want to be in this month, but don't panic about it if you've not done it yet. That's all from us down on the plot today. We're going to pack up, go home, and I think it's probably lunchtime by now. It must be. So it's lunchtime. We're going to go home. I'll see you next week, guys.